G'day everybody. Today we're going to share a few words from the Book of Proverbs, and I'm doing it in my shed because this is where I keep many handy tools to maintain a happy home. Just like the Book of Proverbs has got many handy words of wisdom to help negotiate life. In Proverbs 10 verse 8, a wise man heeds a warning, but a fool comes to ruin. Here's a book with over 900 proverbs. They're not promises, but they are wise sayings that give a word for a situation. It's like this: passing on wisdom. They're generally true, but not always, whereas a promise is an obligation that you can take to the bank. For example, Psalm 50 verse 15 says, "Call upon me in your time of trouble, and I will deliver you, and you will glorify my name." There is a promise you can take to the bank. But a lot of the proverbs are just wise suggestions that are generally true. In Proverbs 1:7 it says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." And this is foundational to the house that she built. All through the book, wisdom is called she. And she has carved out 7 pillars upon this foundation of the fear of the Lord. And it's written like that in Proverbs 9:1. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out its 7 pillars. The pillars are not spelled out in the book of Proverbs, but in the wisdom book of the New Testament, and that's the book of James, they are spelled out. In James 3:17 we see that wisdom is pure, it's peace-loving, it's considerate, it's submissive, it's full of mercy and good fruits, it's impartial, and it's sincere. Now, Nick Hawkes, in his book A Summary of the Bible, says these are likely the 7 pillars: wisdom, honesty, self-control, work ethic, sexual purity, kindness, and parental discipline. And you can see about Nick's book by clicking on the button on the screen. In any case, it's well worth reading if you want some excellent advice. God is the source of all wisdom, and this moral book was written 550 years before Jesus, and it is still valid today, even though Jesus is our wisdom today. This book of Proverbs covers many subjects, but there is a significant section where a father gives advice to a son about bad women, and another where the mother gives advice about a good wife. In Proverbs chapter 5, this is from the Message version, it reads like this: "Dear friend, pay close attention to this, my wisdom, listen very closely to the way that I see it. Then you will acquire a taste for good sense, and what I tell you will keep you out of trouble. The lips of a seductive woman are oh so sweet. Her soft words are oh so smooth. But it won't be long before she is gravel in your mouth, a pain in your gut, and a wound in your heart. She's dancing down the primrose path to death. She's headed straight for hell and taking you with her. She hasn't a clue about real life, about who she is or where she is going. So, my friend, listen closely. Don't treat my words casually. Keep your distance from such a woman. Absolutely, stay out of her neighbourhood. You don't want to squander your wonderful life, to waste your precious life amongst the hard-hearted. Why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? You don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones, saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why didn't I listen to my mentors or take my teachers seriously? My life is ruined. I haven't one blessed thing left to show for my life. Never take love for granted. Now we're going to hear from a woman talking to her son about a good wife.
I'm reading from Proverbs 31, and it's a mother's advice to her son on a good wife's qualities. O son of mine, what can you be thinking of? Child whom I bore, the son I dedicated to God. Don't dissipate your virility on fortune-hunting women, promiscuous women who shipwreck leaders. A good woman is hard to find and worth far more than diamonds. Her husband trusts her without reserve and never has reasons to regret it. Never spiteful, she treats him generously all her life long. She shops around for the best yarns and cottons and enjoys knitting and sewing. She's like a trading ship that sails to faraway places and brings back exotic surprises. She's up before dawn, preparing breakfast for her family and organising her day. She looks over a field and then buys it, and then, with money she's put aside, plants a garden. First thing in the morning she dresses for work, rolls up her sleeves and is eager to start work. She senses the worth of her work, is in no hurry to call it quits at the end of the day. She's skilled in the crafts of home and hearth, diligent in homemaking. She's quick to assist anyone in need and reaches out to help the poor. She doesn't worry about her family when it snows. Their winter clothes are all mended and ready to wear. She makes her own clothing and dresses in colourful linens and silks. Her husband is greatly respected when he deliberates with the city fathers. She designs gowns and sells them, brings the sweaters she knits to the dress shop. Her clothes are well made and elegant, and she always faces tomorrow with a smile. When she speaks, she has something worthwhile to say, and she always says it kindly. She keeps an eye on everyone in her household and keeps them busy and productive. Her children respect and bless her. Her husband joins in with words of praise and says, "Many women have done wonderful things, but you've outclassed them all." Charm can mislead, and beauty sometimes fails. The woman to be admired and praised is the woman who lives in the fear of God. Give her everything she deserves. Festoon her life with praise.
So there we are. Thanks very much for joining us on our journey through the Bible. And if you want to keep going with us, just click on the little link that shows on the screen. Our next book is going to be Ecclesiastes, another book of wisdom from the Old Testament. So, meantime, have a great day. See you later.